So there's a funny thing with the sub Paragon that I've known for a while, but I forgot to tell you guys. Until now, that is. So basically what the submerged sub Paragon gives you is it gives buffs to all other monkey subs, just like the sub commander, but it also gives a buff to heroes, and the exact buff is 5x damage, 3x pierce, and 150% attack cooldown, and 5x the XP. So yes, that one specific part of the sub Paragon buff is actually a nerf to the attack speed, but still doing simple math, it sounds like that's an overall buff, is it not? With the 5x damage, well, if you haven't heard me explain it before, then basically, it's not actually a true 5x damage buff. It only buffs the base damage of the tower by 5x. And so all the subsequent damage buffs you give, like i.e. Perma-Brew or the Temple buff, it's still like a flat +1 or +2, however much that tower gives. Hence, in reality, way less than 5x damage, and in some cases, could be an overall nerf. And I just want to show you an example real quick of a max buffed Adora. So let's first use all the buffs. Send out a fast round 200 test balloon, and I'll show you how much damage we get with Void Adora. First off, with the submerged, so 22.5k. Now we'll go ahead and unsubmerge this thing, reset all the pops, reset all the buffs, and we do it again. As you can see, shooting much faster. And overall damage right as it exits, well, it's pretty close, but yes, not having the buff at all actually increases your damage on Adora. Now, of course, if you get rid of all the plus damage buffs, this changes everything. You'll see, for example, with the submerged one with no other buffs given, 9.8k. And when we unsubmerge a sub, 8.9k. Regardless, still really disappointing that a Paragon of all things can nerf your heroes. And even when it does buff your heroes, it doesn't buff it by a whole lot. Now we're jumping over back to logs, and yes, this is what I'm testing. The max hero challenge with or without the sub Paragon buff. People with good memory may remember that a while back, I super buffed every single hero in the game to log how far they all got to. This was done mostly in version 29. Here are all the results, and I kind of want to revisit some of the heroes that got decent buffs since then, like Quincy, for example. Since version 29, he did get quite a big buff in version 34. Basically, a whole extra projectile's worth of damage, which, well, it doesn't take much explaining to tell you that, yes, that's a significant buff. Especially when a max buff Quincy already performed pretty well in the first place, I'd say. Now, of course, I only tested Adora at the very start, but I have a good feeling that most, if not all the heroes will eventually be nerfed when compared with the sub Paragon and the max buff test. Like, my educated guess is the lower the base damage of the tower slash hero, the worse the disturbancy gets. So hence why we're testing this first with it submerged, by the way. The worst thing too is that it has to be in range of the hero, which means my sub Paragon is going to have to take just a little bit of damage away, but luckily it's a submerged sub. So even with it taking damage away, it's not going to be a whole lot. Either way, if you haven't seen Max Buff Quincy before, well, here it is in its mighty glory. We haven't even used the ability yet, and we're peaking at 6-figure DPS marks. I think when Quincy says nothing gets past my bow, he's referring to when everybody feeds him all the buffs in the game. So in that case, yes, it is true. Quincy isn't lying.
Nothing gets past my bow.
Here's our single target, by the way, 3,000 if we use the ability, all the way up to 15,000. So crazy that my voice broke for a second, but yeah, I have a feeling we're definitely gonna breeze past 161. Oh yeah, I should mention that this modded True Sun God Village does actually provide this buff without giving extra damage to Quincy, but it also provides other hero buffs that I don't want, because that will inevitably skew the test for when I try without the sub Paragon. Hence, again, we're just living with the little amount of damage this takes away. Holy crap, Quincy is not kind to the leg machine late game, that's for sure. Let's just cut to the gist of everything with the F-Bat here. Calm with Quincy. It's actually 12,000 DPS. Choosing its oh my god, so many arrows that it just looks so dense. It looks like it's just one long continuous arrow rather than a bunch of mini arrows at that point. My goodness. Here it is again, it's mighty glory. Beating the bat with plenty of time to spare. If we can get a singular BAD in here, I could actually show you. If I unsubmerge it, let me show you how much damage we're doing, like, single target with it unsubmerged. I think I saw 12.4, which is higher than, I think, the 12 flat K I saw. Just a sneak peek at, again, the differences between the buff or not. We're gonna do a little fast forward here if you don't mind me. This is the round to beat over here. So far, it hasn't really been even close, so, well, that should tell you how things are gonna end up. And DTs are quite scary, actually, without any abilities active. But I want to save the, of course, arrow for the real toughest part, aka the arrows, or the bad tier. So plenty of time to spare to beat these things. I think we're good. Yep, we pretty much need the arrow ability every time FDTs come out. So that actually might be the part that kills us rather than the bads right now. I believe there's a good chance Quincy might be the best Max Buff hero because I am gonna test, of course, Adora. And not to get too ahead of myself, but Adora did get nerfed since the last time I tested her. And just for reference again, it was round 176 that we needed to get to. 176 with TSG Adora. Boy, that was close. And yeah, 200 with Vengeful Adora. Sorry, 176 with normal Adora. So if we're talking about normal Adora, then yes, I think it might come pretty close. And uh-oh. No arrow or homeland there. Yikes, bad timing. Let's see what I can possibly do. Well, I can start by using the arrow ability immediately this round. Seeing when that changes. Yeah, I need it up for this part here, come on. It's up again. And attaboy. I guess just to max my DPS, you always want to combo homeland with the arrows. Obviously, that makes you weak too when you have neither active, but it is what it is. And uh-oh, 172 here. We made it quite a long time, but the fact that we started with this and not both abilities are gone, guys. I think that's game. But of course, I couldn't have predicted that FDTs would show up immediately. But this is hard because I don't think if I just get rid of this thing, that won't change the outcome very much. Right? Well, let's see. Nuh-uh. Well, luckily, I have the power of mods to rewind rounds. And now we'll sell this. And start from the round before to see how much we can really push it. Alright, I have to beat this part here without the arrows, so I can save it for DTs. Come on, perfect. And blast off now. Attaboy. Now, one thing, of course, I didn't take into account yet is the Pierce difference. 3x Pierce is, I guess, pretty significant. Because I don't know how much Pierce Quincy's arrows have, but it looks like it's kind of getting Pierce capped. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe I should get that sub-Paragon buff back. Because we might need the Pierce just to get a little bit more single target in. See over here, I think I can beat this. I have both abilities up. Nice. One more round to tie Adora, y'all. It all comes down to this. If we beat the fortified DTs here, then I think there's no more this round. Nice. Quincy OP is all I gotta say, man. Still got a good way to go, like, in terms of bads killing us. Just based on that. Uh-oh, last bend. But this is for the record. Easy. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Even though Quincy does have bouncing / seeking on his arrows, I think 3 bads might be too much for him. So remember, I'm stalling the arrow just so it combos with homeland, so we get the longest duration of maximum damage. So now, timed it perfectly. Back on first for the ZMG. Come on. I think it timed out, though. We might die here. Damn, it's so close. Okay, GG, but I think this round's a good test right now just to bring back this up Paragon to see the difference. This is like the perfect round to experiment on, frankly. So here we go again. If you ask me, it's pretty identical. If not, I'm not sure if I would say worse or better. Oh, definitely worse. See, this time, we died to the second bad inside. So there's your proof. One last proof, but I think it's over. By the way, the level 10 ability barely benefits from buffs at all, so it's pretty useless in the grand scheme of things. In case you're wondering why am I not using that, and or if I should be timing that at any point, but no, I really shouldn't be. But yeah, one last try here. I'm gonna target last this time. Last, because that DT, or that bad, is the biggest threat. And hell, I even saved arrows, in case, like, this part was needed too. And would you look at that? Arrows? Nice. Okay, that marginal difference might have saved me to add one more round. Am I dead here? No. Okay, I am super dead here. Holy crap, that round. There is no shot I have arrow abilities for both DTs, so that'll do it. A whopping 19 round increase with Quincy, ladies and gents. And now for Adora, we're just gonna jump straight to the near late game or near death to her. So you always wanna have something sacrificed for the extra attack speed. So I'm just gonna use a village for fodder. Good god, the lag on every hero is terrible on max buffed. Go figure. I'll be the first here to say that Adora's max buff appearance is incredibly satisfying. Now, I probably should use Ball Light because the single target damage is much worse than Quincy, as you can see. So drop that Ball Light, and it's much higher now, but still actually doesn't reach Quincy's level. I will say that even though Adora got nerfed, her nerfs are actually pretty small. Meaning, I don't think she'll lose too many rounds, and of course, it's always random. Maybe I died too early on my last attempt because I got a hard seed, and this one might be easier. Who knows? Either way, we should be coming up against the exact same rounds that we did in the Quincy test, so that should be a little bit more accurate of a comparison over here. I have to say, the damage is not looking that bad right now. Maybe it has to do with, I'm not sure. But I know the Ball Light ability doesn't really get affected by buffs very much. But what if the Sub-Paragon actually triples its base damage? And so it's actually still worth it to go for Sub-Paragon. Just the main attack, though, would be weaker with the Sub-Paragon. Like, does that make any sense? Let me just try, for example, okay? I'm gonna unsubmerge a sub. Just to show you the single target with the Ball Light. It looks only 4,000. If I submerge it, it goes up to 10,000. So I'm not tripping here, am I? So there is 100% mirror in this situation to keep the Sub-Paragon. Again, everyone, for science. Unsubmerge it. Use Ball Light ability, we get 3,000 DPS. Submerge it, and we go up to 9,000. And this is with Homeland off now. 6,000. Yup. I was wondering why Adora was doing so well. Like, that... I'm sorry, Quincy, but you may not be the best still. Adora might just have a stranglehold on you because she is going to at least tie her previous highest round thanks to this buff. That is fascinating. Not to mention that Adora handles DTs much better. So I think we have way more rounds in the tank. What a surprise, folks. So just like Quincy, we combo with the Ball Light with Homeland because it does get affected by it. Looks like there's about a, how much uptime? Half uptime on the Ball Light, so pretty similar to Quincy's arrow. Come on, this is so close. I'm gonna need to activate Ball Light one more time here. Just for the ending. And there it is, tied Quincy's record. If not, we'll surpass it after these 4 fights, because I don't think we actually need Ball Light all the time to beat these, do we, right? Nah, Adora's DT damage is insane. Not even the same stratosphere as Quincy, my goodness. So, judging by this, I think Vengeful even has a chance to get over 200, which was its roadblock last time. Idea, unsubmerge the Sub-Paragon when the Ball Light is not active, then put it back on Submerge when it is active. I'm half kidding because I wouldn't want the sub to damage the other balloons, but still. That would be the ideal scenario if you could just turn off the Sub-Paragon buff just for those points. At this rate, I have a slight feeling even 200 might be possible with the un-TSG buffed Adora. Yep, just need strategically use ability so that we have Ball Light for the very ending, and this'll do as well. Guys, I said round 200 as a joke, but at this rate, it might be reality. Although, I guess it's getting pretty close to the end. So maybe not. I refuse to believe we have more in the tank. Surely, this has got to be close to the end, right? I'm not going to have a Ball Light for this part here, I don't think. Unless I can stall long enough. I can. But I think it's too close to the end. Damn, good try. But yes, at the start, I did forget that Ball Light carried Adora in the first place. So, plus 19 rounds right there. And lastly, we reset Adora to transform her into the TSG. Just to reiterate again, Vengeful and TSG buff is the exact same other than cosmetics. So trust me, this color Adora is fine. So let's just jump straight to the gist of it all. 198, starting off here. How Adora's Aura damage look? Well, it's insane, guys. 400,000. I think it's because of the plus 8 base damage buff that the TSG buff provides. So that's basically plus 24. Sorry, no. Plus 40, it's an X5 buff. Oh my god. So in that case, the plus 40 buff definitely negates the, well, attack speed that we're losing. No doubt about it. As for the exact peak single target, well, let's combo it right now. Here we go with Ball Light. Well, it's hitting 2 targets, but you see, 60,000 across both of them. That ain't even legal, and we're gonna beat that first one so easily. We'll probably get the Ball Light ability in for number 2. Yep, Voidora is going to cruise past 200 without even a sweat. Now we gotta jump really ahead to see what she's gotten us. So, a 5 BAD round, non-fortified, but nonetheless, a lot of scary balloons. What can she do? Well, quite a bit of damage. Hopefully I don't need to use it, or can save it. Save Ball Light for this part. No. Well, we'll just do what I said I would do. It basically, whoops, lost lives there, but save the Ball Light for Homeland combo. And that'll do better, right? Nope, it's actually worse. Okay. Well, it might be over here. It's so close, though, that I refuse to believe this doesn't work. I'll actually do last, because this hits 2 bads instead of the 1 bad at the front there. And now back on strong. Perhaps this is the way, and it looks a lot better. Oh, wow, that was close. Okay. And now we just do the Ball Light immediately, come on. No Homeland. I am a couple seconds away, got it? And we should clear now, nice. Took everything to be that round there. And another combo to finish off 217 here. The strongest max buff tower in the game might actually be a hero. Because I think only like 1 or 2 towers have gotten this far. Surely all good things must come to an end, especially on this round, right? 2 F-pads again, but this time they're even beefier and stronger than before. I had to change targeting to snipe that F DDT, but there's not enough damage. And my Homeland stuff is all desynced. So I'll do one more attempt here, but it looks like this is going to be a tough round to break. That's all. Alright, this is the best attempt I can pull off right now. I comboed the Ball Light this time. I still think things are going to pop at a very bad time. I have to use Ball Light, even if desync if this pops. Waiting. There's not enough time, guys. I'm going to use it now, just to see if there's a shot. Okay, we did it. But no way, man. I gotta deal with this FZMG. So close, but no cigar. Plus 22 rounds with max TSG Adora. So, yeah, overall, very, very interesting results with huge buffs coming to certain aspects of a hero, but huge nerfs on the flip side. And if you want to see me redo this with the weaker heroes perhaps, then let me know, because maybe that'll be interesting as well. Otherwise, click here for more Sub Paragon or max buffing action. Goodbye.